You made it here. And that matters more than you realize. Somewhere between the noise of the day and the quiet of this moment, you chose to pause. You chose to stop scrolling. Stop worrying. Stop carrying everything alone for just a little while. That choice is not accidental. It's an invitation. Right now, nothing is being asked of you. You don't need answers. You don't need strength. You don't need to explain what you're feeling or justify why today was hard. This moment is not about fixing anything. It's about coming home. If your body feels tired, let it be tired. If your thoughts feel scattered, let them slow. If your heart feels heavy, you don't have to hold it up anymore. Take one gentle breath in and release it slowly. There is a kind of peace that doesn't come from understanding, and there is a rest that doesn't depend on everything being okay. This is the space where that peace meets you, not because you earned it, not because you did everything right, but because you are loved. Tonight is not about pushing forward. Tonight is about being held. As you stay here, let the world fade into the background. Let the weight of expectations loosen its grip. Let the quiet become a place of safety instead of silence. You are not alone in this moment. You never were. And as this prayer unfolds, you don't need to try. All you need to do is allow. There is something sacred about the moment when the day finally releases its hold on you. It doesn't happen all at once. It happens slowly, in small surrenders. The shoulders drop, the jaw softens, the breath deepens, and somewhere inside, the constant effort to stay strong begins to ease. This is where you are now. You are not standing before God as someone who needs to prove anything. You are not approaching Him as someone who must have the right words or the right posture. You are here simply as you are, tired, human, honest. And that is enough. So many people live their lives feeling like they must earn peace, as if rest is a reward given only after everything is completed, corrected, and resolved. But the presence of God does not work that way. His nearness is not transactional. It is relational. It is not based on performance, but on love. Tonight, you are invited to enter that presence without striving. You don't have to bring solutions. You don't have to bring explanations. You don't even have to bring clarity. You can come with unanswered questions. You can come with emotions you don't fully understand. You can come with a heart that feels worn thin. God does not turn away from weakness. He draws closer to it. As you settle into this moment, imagine laying down the invisible burdens you've been carrying, the ones no one else sees, the expectations you placed on yourself, the quiet pressure to hold everything together, the fear of falling behind, the worry that if you stop, everything might collapse. None of those burdens belong in your hands tonight. There is a gentle exchange that happens when you allow God to meet you here. You bring what is heavy. He offers what is steady. You release control. He provides covering. You stop reaching. He begins restoring. This is not something you force. It happens in stillness. God does not rush you in this place. He does not interrupt your process. He does not demand immediate transformation. He sits with you. In the quiet, His presence does not shout. It reassures. It doesn't overwhelm. It settles. like a calm that slowly fills the room without needing to announce itself. Like warmth returning to hands that have been cold for too long. You are safe to exhale here. If your thoughts begin to wander, that's okay. You don't need to chase them down or correct them. Simply let them pass like clouds drifting across the sky. You are not required to manage everything in this moment. You are allowed to rest in being held. God's presence is not fragile. It doesn't disappear when your focus slips or your mind drifts. He remains near, steady and attentive, even when you feel distracted or distant. That is the kind of faithfulness that carries you into rest. Tonight, you are not here to accomplish anything spiritual. You are here to receive. To let your soul be reminded that it does not survive by effort alone. It survives by connection. As you remain in this space, allow your breathing to become slower, more natural, each inhale bringing calm, each exhale releasing tension, not because you are trying to relax, but because you are allowing yourself to be supported. There is no fear in this place. There is no urgency. There is no condemnation. Only presence. Only nearness. Only the quiet assurance that you are seen exactly as you are, and still welcomed completely. God knows what tomorrow holds, and He is not asking you to face it tonight. Tomorrow will have its own grace. Right now, this moment has been set aside for rest, for renewal, for gentle alignment between your weary heart and His steady love. You don't have to understand how peace works in order to receive it. You don't have to feel strong to be sustained. You don't have to have faith figured out to be held by it. Simply staying here is enough. As you remain in this stillness, something subtle begins to shift. The noise loses its power. The tension loosens its grip. And without effort, your spirit begins to recognize a familiar truth. You were never meant to carry everything alone. And in this quiet place, that truth is not just understood. It is felt. As you remain in this gentle stillness, something begins to surface naturally, not effort, not emotion forced into words, but awareness, a soft remembering, the realization that this day, however it unfolded, did not happen alone. Before we look ahead, before we ask for anything new, there is value in pausing right here and looking back, not with judgment, not with regret, but with honest reflection, because when you do, you may begin to notice what was easy to overlook while everything was moving so fast. God has been present in more places than you realized. Not always in dramatic moments, not always in answers or breakthroughs. Often, He appears quietly, woven into ordinary details, subtle interruptions, small mercies that don't demand attention but still carry meaning. Think back over the hours that brought you here. There were moments you were protected without knowing it, situations that didn't unfold the way you expected, but later revealed themselves as gentle redirections. Conversations that came at just the right time. Delays that quietly kept you from harm. Strength that showed up even when you felt depleted. None of that was random. Sometimes gratitude doesn't rise immediately because the day didn't feel good. Because things didn't work out the way you hoped. Because there were moments of frustration, confusion, or quiet disappointment. But gratitude is not the same as pretending everything was perfect. Gratitude is the ability to recognize presence even in imperfection. And tonight, you are invited to do just that. You don't need to list blessings out loud. You don't need to search for something impressive. Simply allow your heart to notice where you were carried when you didn't have enough strength to carry yourself. There were breaths you took without effort. There were moments you endured without collapsing. There were choices you made that kept you moving forward, even when you wanted to stop. That endurance did not come from you alone. God's care often shows up as quiet sustainability. The kind that keeps you going when motivation fades. The kind that steadies you when emotions fluctuate. The kind that holds you together in ways you only recognize once the noise dies down. Tonight is a chance to acknowledge that care. Not because God needs to be thanked in order to continue loving you, but because your soul benefits from remembering that it has never been abandoned. Gratitude realigns your inner world. It shifts your focus from survival to trust, from effort to awareness. As you reflect, you may notice moments where grace arrived without announcement, a calm you couldn't explain, a tension that eased unexpectedly, a sense of being guided away from something that would have hurt you. Even the moments that felt heavy carried hidden mercy, because you are here now, breathing, resting, still held. That alone is worth acknowledging. God has not been distant today. He has been attentive, even when you were distracted. He has been faithful, even when your faith felt quiet. He has been working, even when you couldn't see movement. And now, as the day closes, you are invited to rest in that truth. There is relief in realizing that not everything depends on your effort. That your survival is not fragile. That your future is not hanging by a thread. God's presence does not fluctuate based on your performance or emotional state. He has been consistent through it all. So tonight, allow gratitude to take a gentle shape, not loud, not forced, not overly emotional. Let it be simple, let it be honest, let it be rooted in reality. Thankfulness for protection you didn't see. For patience extended when you struggled. For quiet strength that carried you through unseen battles. Gratitude does not erase the hard parts of your day. It places them in context. It reminds you that difficulty does not equal abandonment, and that silence does not mean absence. God was with you in the moments you questioned yourself. He was with you when your energy ran low. He was with you when you doubted your own progress. And He is with you now. As you rest in this awareness, something begins to loosen. The need to replay the day, the urge to analyze every decision, the habit of measuring yourself against expectations. These things begin to soften their hold, not because you forced them away, but because peace has started to occupy the space they once filled. You are allowed to end this day without carrying it into the night. Whatever remains unresolved does not need to be solved right now. Whatever questions remain unanswered do not require immediate clarity. Gratitude creates space for trust, and trust allows rest to arrive without resistance. God knows what tomorrow holds, but tonight belongs to rest. Tonight belongs to acknowledgement. Tonight belongs to release. As you prepare to move deeper into this prayer, let gratitude become the bridge between what has been and what will be. Not a bridge built on perfection, but one built on presence. You made it through today. You were not alone. And you do not have to hold onto it any longer. In this moment, allow your heart to settle into that truth. As the awareness of gratitude settles quietly within you, another invitation begins to unfold, not to look back anymore, but to gently loosen your grip on what comes next. So much of our rest is stolen not by what already happened, but by what hasn't yet arrived. Tomorrow carries questions, responsibilities, decisions, unknown outcomes. Even in stillness, the mind often reaches forward, trying to prepare, predict, or protect. It replays possibilities, imagines conversations, calculates risks, not because you want to worry, but because control feels safer than uncertainty. And yet, control has never been the source of peace. Tonight, you are not being asked to figure anything out. You are not being asked to plan, solve, or anticipate. You are being invited to place tomorrow where it belongs, not in your thoughts, not on your shoulders, but in God's care. There is a difference between responsibility and burden. Responsibility can wait until morning. Burden does not belong to you at all. God already stands in tomorrow. He is not waiting to see what happens. He is not surprised by what you will face. He is already present in moments you haven't reached yet, preparing provision, arranging protection, aligning outcomes in ways you cannot yet see. And because of that, you are free to rest. Anxiety often speaks in urgency. It tells you something must be handled now, understood now, resolved now. But peace speaks differently. Peace reminds you that timing is not yours to manage. Peace invites trust where answers are still forming. Tonight, you are allowed to set tomorrow down. You don't need to carry it into sleep. You don't need to rehearse it one more time. You don't need to stay alert in case something goes wrong. God does not sleep. He does not miss details. He does not forget what concerns you. Your vigilance is not required for His faithfulness to work. As you begin to release the need to control what comes next, notice what happens inside you. The tension that lived quietly in your chest begins to soften. The mental noise that kept circling starts to slow. Your body responds before your thoughts do, because peace is not an idea. It is a presence. God's presence is already meeting you here. You are not irresponsible for resting. You are not careless for trusting. You are not weak for surrendering control. In fact, surrender is one of the strongest acts of faith you can make. It says, I acknowledge my limits. It says, I trust your wisdom beyond my understanding. It says, I choose rest over fear. And God honors that choice. Tonight, you can hand Him every unfinished thought, every concern that tried to follow you into the night, every outcome you wished you could guarantee. Place them gently into His hands, not with desperation, but with quiet confidence. He is capable. He has carried you before. He has guided you through moments you once thought would break you. He has already proven His care, not just in outcomes, but in presence. Tomorrow does not depend on your worry to succeed. Whatever you will face, you will not face it alone. Whatever decisions await you, wisdom will be available. Whatever challenges arise, strength will meet you there, not in advance, but right on time. God gives grace in moments, not in stockpiles, and that is why you don't need tomorrow's strength tonight. Tonight is for rest. Tonight is for release. As you allow this truth to settle, imagine your thoughts becoming lighter, not because problems vanished, but because you are no longer carrying them. Imagine your breathing slowing, your body recognizing safety, your mind no longer scanning for threats. This is not avoidance. This is trust. God does not ask you to ignore reality. He asks you to place it in the right hands. And as you do, rest begins to deepen. Sleep no longer feels like surrendering awareness. It feels like stepping into care. Like being held rather than left unattended. Like allowing yourself to be restored instead of remaining alert. You don't have to earn this peace. You don't have to justify it. You don't have to stay awake to deserve protection. God's care does not pause when your eyes close. As this understanding grows quieter and deeper, let tomorrow rest where it belongs. Let your mind step out of the future and return fully to this moment. Nothing is required of you right now except to rest. And in this rest, trust takes root. Not loud trust. Not dramatic faith. But the kind that allows sleep to arrive naturally. You are safe. You are held. You are not behind. Tomorrow will come with its own grace. Tonight is already complete. As your grip on tomorrow loosens, a deeper sense of safety begins to take its place. Not the kind of safety that depends on circumstances being perfect, but the kind that comes from knowing you are being watched over, quietly, attentively, without interruption. Night has a way of amplifying thoughts. When the world grows silent, the mind often becomes louder. Shadows feel heavier, memories feel closer, concerns seem to whisper more clearly in the dark. But tonight, the darkness is not empty. God does not step away when the light fades. His care does not diminish with the setting sun. While your body prepares to rest, His watchfulness remains fully awake. You are not exposed. You are not unguarded. You are not left to navigate the night alone. There is a peace that comes from realizing you do not have to protect yourself while you sleep. You do not have to stay alert to stay safe. You do not have to remain aware to remain covered. God's presence surrounds you, not as something distant or abstract, but as a steady assurance that nothing can reach you without passing through His care first. As night settles in, imagine that care forming a quiet boundary around you. Not a barrier built from fear, but one formed by love. A presence that stands firm without effort. A protection that does not need to be enforced because it already exists. Your rest does not weaken that protection. Your sleep does not interrupt His attention. God's watchfulness is not reactive. He does not wait for danger to appear. He is already present, already guarding, already aware of every detail, both seen and unseen. This means you are free to rest deeply. You do not need to scan the darkness. You do not need to brace for disturbance. You do not need to listen for what might go wrong. The same God who has carried you through days of effort now carries you through hours of rest. There is comfort in knowing that nothing threatens His authority, that no fear moves unnoticed, that no harm bypasses His care. Even when you feel small, even when your strength feels thin, His presence remains unshaken. Tonight, you are invited to trust that presence fully. Let your body respond to that trust. Let your muscles release what they've been holding. Let your breathing settle into a slower rhythm. Let your thoughts soften, no longer alert, no longer reaching outward. This is not the kind of rest that comes from exhaustion alone. This is the rest that comes from safety. God is not only near, He is attentive. He is not only present, He is engaged. He does not sleep. He does not miss moments. He does not lose track of what matters to you. As you lie here, allow that truth to quiet every lingering fear. The night is not something to endure. It is something you are carried through. Even now, as your awareness begins to fade, God remains fully present. He guards what you love. He watches over where you are. He surrounds your rest with peace that does not depend on your awareness of it. You are not vulnerable because you are asleep. You are secure because He is awake. And because of that, you can let go. Let go of the urge to check. Let go of the need to stay mentally alert. Let go of the idea that rest must be earned or justified. Your rest is allowed. Your rest is safe. Your rest is supported. As your body grows heavier and your thoughts grow quieter, imagine yourself resting beneath a calm, steady covering, not something you need to hold onto, but something holding you. Nothing needs to be done. Nothing needs to be guarded by you. Nothing needs your attention anymore. God's care continues uninterrupted. And as sleep begins to arrive naturally, allow it to come without resistance. Let it be gentle, let it be deep, let it restore what the day required. You are not drifting away from safety, you are settling into it. The night belongs to peace. Your rest belongs to God. As the night grows quieter and your body settles into stillness, something gentle begins to take place beneath the surface. Not something you need to manage, not something you need to understand, simply something that unfolds because you are finally at rest. Healing does not always arrive with intensity or emotion. Often, it comes quietly, when striving ends, when defense is lower, when the soul is no longer bracing itself against the world. Sleep creates space for that kind of healing. When you stop trying to hold everything together, God begins to move in ways that don't require your effort. He touches the places you've learned to ignore. He restores what you've carried for too long. He brings balance back to parts of you that have lived under quiet strain. You don't have to point out what needs fixing. You don't have to explain your pain. You don't have to revisit old memories to be restored. God already knows where healing is needed. There are emotions you've learned to tuck away so you can function. Thoughts you've learned to silence just to get through the day. Weariness that doesn't announce itself loudly, but lingers quietly in the background. Tonight, those things are allowed to soften. As your awareness drifts, God's care reaches into places your conscious mind can't access. He works gently, not forcefully, patiently, not urgently. His healing does not overwhelm, it reassures. What feels heavy begins to lighten. What feels fractured begins to realign. What feels tired begins to renew. You may not feel anything dramatic. That's okay. Healing does not need to be felt to be real. Much of what God restores happens beyond sensation, beyond language, beyond awareness. The heart begins to release what it no longer needs to carry. The mind begins to settle into clarity. The spirit begins to breathe freely again. Rest allows God to reach the places effort never could. You've carried enough today, enough this week, enough for longer than you realize. Tonight is not for pushing through or holding on. Tonight is for being restored without resistance. God's healing does not rush you. He does not demand progress. He does not criticize how long something has taken to heal. He meets you exactly where you are, with understanding, with compassion, with patience. Even now, as sleep deepens, that compassion continues to move. It moves through memories that once caused tension. It moves through emotions that never had space to settle. It moves through fatigue that settled into your body slowly, unnoticed. God's healing is thorough, but gentle. You don't need to stay awake to benefit from it. You don't need to stay alert to receive it. You don't need to be strong for it to work. Your willingness to rest is enough. As the night progresses, allow yourself to trust that renewal is happening, even if you can't measure it, even if you can't name it, even if you don't feel different yet. Healing is not always immediate, but it is always intentional. God does not overlook any part of you. He does not rush past what hurts. He does not minimize what you've endured. He restores with care, honoring both your fragility and your resilience. You are not being repaired, you are being renewed. Renewal is quieter than repair. It does not imply damage. It speaks of replenishment, of balance returning, of life being breathed back into what was depleted. Tonight, renewal is underway. Your rest becomes a place of safety for that renewal to unfold. Your stillness becomes an invitation for peace to settle deeper. Your sleep becomes a space where healing works freely. Nothing is being wasted, not even the hours you spend asleep. God uses rest as a vessel for restoration. And when morning comes, you may not immediately recognize what has changed. That's okay. Healing often reveals itself slowly, in greater patience, in lighter emotions, in a sense of calm you didn't have to work for. Trust that something good is happening beneath the surface. You are not stagnant. You are not stuck. You are being restored quietly. As this night continues, allow yourself to remain surrendered to that process. Let sleep deepen naturally. Let your breathing remain slow and steady. Let your body rest fully, knowing that God's care does not pause. You are safe. You are cared for. You are being renewed. Nothing else is required of you now. As the night continues its quiet work, something within you begins to shift, not abruptly, not forcefully, but naturally. Renewal does not arrive like an announcement. It arrives like dawn, subtle at first, barely noticeable, yet steadily transforming everything it touches. Even while you sleep, God is preparing you for what lies ahead. Not by giving you all the answers. Not by removing every challenge. But by strengthening you from within. Renewal begins where peace has been allowed to settle, where striving has ceased, where trust has replaced the need to control. And because you have rested in that place, your spirit begins to awaken with a gentler strength than before. This strength does not feel heavy. It does not demand effort. It does not push you forward. It steadies you. You may not wake with sudden motivation or dramatic clarity. Instead, you wake with something quieter and more sustaining, a sense that you are not facing the day alone. A calm awareness that whatever comes, you will meet it with grace that arrives at the right moment. God does not prepare you for the day by overwhelming you. He prepares you by restoring balance. The parts of you that felt stretched begin to feel supported. The thoughts that once raced begin to slow. The worries that once pressed in lose their urgency. This is not because the day has changed, but because you have. Rest has reshaped your inner posture. Instead of bracing, you are grounded. Instead of anticipating trouble, you are open to guidance. Instead of carrying everything yourself, you are aware of help. Renewal is not about becoming someone new overnight. It is about becoming more aligned with who you were created to be. As morning approaches, trust that God's care continues seamlessly. The same presence that guarded your rest now accompanies your waking moments. There is no transition where you are left unsupported. God moves with you from rest into activity without withdrawing His peace. You do not have to rush into the day. You do not have to prove readiness. You do not have to gather strength by force. What you need will be available as you move forward. There is a quiet confidence that grows from this kind of renewal. Not confidence in outcomes, but confidence in presence. Not confidence in yourself, but confidence in the one who walks with you. Whatever awaits you will be met with wisdom that unfolds step by step. You do not need to see the entire path to take the next step. Guidance will come as needed. Strength will rise as required. Peace will remain accessible even when circumstances shift. God's renewal does not expire when the day begins. It stays with you in conversations. It stays with you in decisions. It stays with you in moments that require patience. Even when the day becomes busy, there will be a place within you that remains steady. That steadiness is not something you created, it is something you received. As you wake, allow yourself to move gently. Let your thoughts return slowly. Let your awareness expand without tension. There is no urgency in God's timing. You are not behind. You are not unprepared. You are not alone. The work of renewal continues quietly beneath the surface, supporting you in ways you may not immediately recognize. And if the day brings challenges, remember this: the peace you received during rest is not fragile. It does not disappear at the first sign of difficulty. It remains available, ready to be returned to whenever you pause. You can carry this peace with you, not by holding onto it tightly, but by trusting it to remain. As this part of the prayer comes to rest, allow yourself to stay in that quiet confidence. Whether you are still sleeping or beginning to wake, know that you are covered by care that does not waver. You have been restored for what awaits you. You are supported as you step forward. And you do not walk into the day alone. As this time of prayer gently comes to a close, there is nothing more you need to do. No response required. No effort expected. Simply remain where you are, in the quiet, in the peace that has been settling around you. You have allowed yourself to rest. You have allowed trust to replace tension. You have allowed God's presence to surround you without resistance. That is enough. Whether your eyes are already closed or just beginning to feel heavy, know this: nothing has been rushed, and nothing has been missed. Every word spoken was meant to guide you deeper into calm, not toward an ending, but toward continuation of peace, continuation of care, continuation of God's quiet work in your life. This moment does not end when the prayer ends. God's presence remains with you beyond these words. It remains in the stillness of the room. It remains in your breathing. It remains in the unseen spaces where restoration continues gently and faithfully. Tonight, you are wrapped in peace that does not fade when sound fades. You are covered by care that does not weaken when attention drifts. You are held by love that does not require awareness to remain active. As you rest, may your heart stay untroubled. May your thoughts remain unburdened. May your spirit remain at ease. Nothing is demanded of you in this moment. Sleep is not something you need to achieve. It is something you are allowed to receive. And as you rest, may God's blessing rest with you. May your night be free from disturbance. May your body remain relaxed and supported. May your mind remain quiet and unafraid. If you wake during the night, may you wake gently, aware of peace rather than worry. And if sleep remains deep and uninterrupted, may it restore you fully, body, mind, and spirit. When morning comes, may it meet you with clarity rather than urgency, with steadiness rather than stress, with quiet strength rather than pressure. You are not forgotten during the night. You are not overlooked in stillness. You are not alone in rest. God remains near. And if this prayer brought you even a small sense of calm, if it helped your breathing slow, your thoughts soften, or your heart feel lighter, know that you are not the only one who needs this peace. Somewhere, someone you care about may be lying awake right now, carrying worries they don't know how to set down, searching for comfort in the quiet hours. If you feel led, you may choose to share this prayer with them, not as an obligation, but as a gift, a simple way to offer rest, reassurance, and gentle hope. And if you wish, you are welcome to leave a quiet word of gratitude in the comments. A simple, "Thank you, Lord," is enough, not for attention, not for visibility, but as a personal declaration of trust and thankfulness. Each shared word becomes a reminder that peace is still possible, even in a restless world. If you feel drawn to remain connected, you are gently invited to subscribe. This space exists to offer calm for tired hearts, prayer for quiet moments, and reassurance for nights like this one. There is no pressure, only an open door. Now, allow the words to fade naturally. Let silence take their place. Let peace continue its work. You are safe. You are cared for. You are deeply loved. Rest well tonight. And know that God remains with you, through the night, into the morning, and beyond. Amen.